I am excited to have this opportunity to talk to you because the climate that we live in right now has created an extreme sense of an extreme sense of urgency to get all your ducks in a row. And you are the queen of getting your ducks in a row. You've been helping people for over 30 years get themselves, get their lives, get their act together, and really master controlling the things that they need to control. And so we have this pandemic going on, and it has created a real sense of urgency. Often people operating in fear, and we don't want that. We want them to have that sense of urgency, but then be prepared. So I thought I would have you come on because we're working on a project together with some other fabulous women, be helping women understand the power of their purse. So I thought I would have you come on and talk about the 3 really extremely important documents that most people should have in place.
Okay. The 3 documents I would have in place right now are healthcare powers, a financial power, and I think most people would say a will, but I'm going to tell you more powerful than that is titling your assets properly. That will give you more control while you're alive. So those would be the 3 things. Do you want me to talk about them?
I do. So break it down for us.
Okay, so the healthcare powers, right now, when I was a kid, you didn't need healthcare powers. You know, if your parents or your neighbor or your sibling took you into the doctor or hospital, they would talk to you. We're not in the same world, and this pandemic has made that even more acute. And so we need healthcare powers. I use a HIPAA waiver, which everyone's heard about, that has to do with communicating with doctors. The ability to make decisions, can't do it. You need to have a healthcare power signed while you're alive and well, and a living will for those people who are not surviving COVID and they're struggling or on machines. They can choose to have those machines removed without going to court, and that's what a living will would do for you. So those are the healthcare powers that I would have executed for health.
Then next up
is the financial powers. So everybody worries about their money. Who's going to handle my money after I die, or if I'm incapacitated, or let's say you're in the hospital or out for 6 or 8 weeks? Who's going to pay your bills and manage things? Well, if you have someone jointly titled on your account, they can do that. But most people don't. And a durable financial power of attorney will give them the legal authority to do what you want them to do. And you can only do that when you're alive and well. The financial power.
Wow. And then what's that last one?
Well, you know, I'm a lawyer, and I should say everyone does need a will. But when you gave me only 3 choices. So I think the number one way to take control is reviewing how your assets are titled. So what that means is, you have a bank account. If your name is the only name on that bank account and you die, that bank account goes to probate court to be decided who gets the money. You can think ahead of time. If you know that you want your spouse to get that, you can make your spouse payable on death so they get it, or jointly owned. The same thing with your car, a retirement plan, your insurance policies. If you have a life insurance policy and there's no beneficiary's name on that life insurance policy, when you pass, that goes to probate court. Now, I like probate. I clerked for the probate judges. I enjoy it a lot, and it's needed because there's a lot of people who don't have support systems or people they want to give their assets to. But if you have it titled to go where you want it to go, probate court doesn't get involved. And so I'd say titling assets is the number one way to take control on that one.
Thank you so much. Now I'm going to ask you to share your famous line that I love that has to do with being in control.
Yeah. So before, when I opened my practice 5 years ago, although I'm licensed 31, I didn't practice on my own. And my tagline is, life is uncertain. Control what you can. And let me help you plan for what you can't control. And I say it with so much more tenacity now.
Thank you, Jean.
Thank you, Yolanda. And thank you, Power of the Purse. Ladies, we got the power.